Welcome back to Combat Insiders. My name's Wayne Carl, coming to you from Australia, and I've got another very special guest, Joey Elbowie Karami. 2-1 pro, 5-1 amateur. Mate, you fought at the last XFC, and one thing that I always say is you never lose, you learn. So, mate, welcome to the show. We'll get straight into it. What did you learn?
Thanks for having me.
What did you learn from your last fight, Joey?
I learned a lot, mate. It was I haven't felt a loss for, I think it was about 4 years. So I was on a bit of a run. I hadn't really lost a round for a long time. So kind of just went into that fight. It was a bit weird. Even in the backstage warming up, I just wasn't feeling like switching onto kill mode like normal. But and I went in there. I got clipped early, and then after that, it's a bit of a blur. Like the technique just kind of went out the window. But you know, I've learned a lot of valuable lessons from that, and I'm not taking anything or anyone for granted moving forward. So yeah, it's just been, if anything, helping me sharpen my tools up for the next one.
Nice, mate. So you're fighting at XFC Demolition on the 19th of October. Obviously, I'm the promoter for that show, so thanks for giving me some time, mate. So I'm going to go back to Joey. Why MMA, mate? Like a lot of people, like I haven't fought in 20 odd years, never entered the cage. What makes you want to jump into the cage and get punched in the face?
Oh man, there's no rush like it. I'm a bit of an adrenaline junkie myself, and there's really not too much that compares to going in there and you know, fighting for your life pretty much, and also trying to take someone else's away from them until the ref pulls you off anyway. But yeah, it's the biggest rush on the planet Earth, in my opinion. I feel like it's something, you know, I love testing myself. And yeah, it's become a lifestyle for me. It just became hooked once I started.
Mate, that cage door closes, and I love asking this. What's going through your head?
Personally, I actually go pretty blank, to be honest. I just let my body do what it's been trained to do. Generally, that's always worked for me. Didn't work too well for the last one. Things went out of whack. But generally, I'll just, you know, try to listen to my corner, focus on my breathing, and just look at, you know, always look to put away the guy that's in front of me in the best or quickest way I can.
So you're fighting out of Adrenaline MMA under Chris Brown. Your training partners are Aiden Aguilera, Matt Myers. Who should I be watching out for? Who else is in the gym coming through that you can say, hey, look out for this guy?
Yep. So shout out to those two boys, killers. But yeah, there's one name that you really, really do need to keep an eye on. That's Val Sharapov, my little Russian bro. He's definitely a future world champion. He's unbelievable. He does not miss a day in the gym, and he's training with us big welterweight guys all the time, and he's a little fella. So keep your eyes open when he's in there.
So as the promoter of XFC Demolition in 4 weeks, Val is on our show. So if you're coming to see Joey, make sure you hang around. Val will be out before Joey because obviously Joey's fighting pro, but Val will be on our card. So really excited and thankful that you actually said that, mate. So let's switch gears. Think UFC. Who's your favourite fighter, and who do you always make sure you watch their fights?
Well, look, honestly, I've been a fan of Khabib for a long time now. You know, if you've seen any of my fights, which I know you have, I'm a big grappler, wrestler, but I like to mix it up. You know, I don't want people to come to watch an MMA fight and just walk out thinking it was a kickboxing match. I like to mix it up. I like to show, you know, there's 3 components to it: the ground against the cage, on the stand up in the feet. You've got to mix it up. I think Khabib does that well. Obviously, predominantly, he's a ground master, but I think I like how he mixes up his crazy strikes as well.
Nice, mate. So what's your favourite part? Obviously, you're on this mixed martial arts journey. What's your favourite part about it?
Oh, mate, I've met some amazing people along the way. I just love the training. I love pushing myself. I love getting pushed. And I feel like martial arts has really helped me. You know, I used to be a bit of a naughty kid growing up, so it definitely helped straighten me out. And I think it's something that everybody should really be doing. It's a great way to get fit, exercise the body and the mind, you know.
Least favourite? That was the easy question. So what's your least favourite part of MMA?
About being an MMA fighter,
yes.
It would probably be Yeah, the obvious stuff, you know, like I love my food. I'm a fatty at heart, so you know, sacrificing my Krispy Kremes and fried chicken's always tough. But you know, I do. It is always worth it at the end of it. But and also just, you know, family time and you know, hanging out with friends on weekends, stuff like that. It's a lot more kind of minimal when you're doing what I'm doing. But you know, what do they say? Distance makes the heart grow fonder. So, you know, when you catch up with everybody again, it's even more special. So it's still worth it at the end of the day.
So what keeps Joey busy outside MMA? What else keeps you active or busy, or, you know, what else do you do?
Yeah, mate. So I'm actually a part-time sales rep for MYOB. So shout out to MYOB. They've been looking after me, you know, making sure I can work my hours and work all my training around that as well. So I work for them, and also I do help at the gym anywhere I can. So I help with some of the coaching, and I also, you know, take some privates as well. So it's non-stop really, and that's kind of another thing. The reason I love the MMA, it's really given me a good focus in my life on a personal level as well.
Any other sports other than, like, growing up? Were you into any other sports? I obviously played football. Is there anything else that you're interested in?
So I actually went to St. Kevin's initially, and that was a really kind of sporty school. And so I got to dip my toe into a lot of different, you know, areas. So my main one, I think, or when I was really young, was AFL as well. And then in my high school years, it was kind of rugby. And that was good because that kind of made me realize, oh, I think I'm a bit tough. Like I can, you know, cop a blow here and there when they come. So yeah, that was and it was obviously me being kind of the wrestler style that I am. It just transitioned me well into that when I, you know, started doing the MMA. But right now it's all MMA, mate. It's all or nothing in this sport. So that's my main and only focus.
Well, the Americans aren't going to know what I'm talking about, so they can shut up for a second. Which AFL club do you follow?
I used to. I don't follow them like AFL too closely anymore, but I was always North Melbourne, and it always will be.
Cool. I'm not going to ask you any more questions because if you look behind me, you can see all the Carlton stuff. So, mate, I'm going to get straight into the rapid fire 5. I'm not going to talk about football. It's been horrible.
No
mate,
worries.
I'm going to ask you 5 rapid fire questions. So fire them back at me. Diaz or Masvidal, who wins and how?
Ooh, they're both killers, man. The fans really win that fight. But I'm going to say Diaz. I think the length, and I think he might just touch him a little bit more. I can't see either of them shooting too much, but yeah, I'm going to edge it just to Diaz.
I'll stop there for a second. Can you imagine when Diaz slaps Masvidal, how he's actually going to react? I cannot wait for that fight. I can imagine Diaz slapping him, and it just, I want Masvidal to win, but Nate Diaz, I think, takes it, mate. So cheap food. You said you were a fatty at heart. I'm a fatty in real life. So KFC or McDonald's?
Oh, it's got to be Kafers, man, all day.
Every single fighter loves it. So if you had to pick a win by KO or sub, which one are you going to take?
I've had both, and I've had TKOs, and yeah, you can't go past the KO or the TKO. It's the biggest rush.
Nice. If you had to fight one, would it be Mike Tyson or Francis Ngannou?
Look, honestly, it wouldn't matter to me because either one of them would cop a massive kick to the balls as I jump the cage or the ring afterwards, running for my life.
That's one of the better answers. And my favourite one, Chris Cyborg. So don't worry about, I think your girlfriend or your fiance's in the room. Pretend she's not there. Chris Cyborg's in front of you, and you have to marry her or fight her. What do you do, and what happens?
Look, I think it would be a really nice feeling to feel as safe as you would wrapped in those big, strong arms. So I'm going to say marry.
Good answer, mate. Last but not least, obviously you're on this journey. So think of your family, friends, Jim. Who would you like to thank?
Oh, mate, absolutely. I'd love to thank everybody that's been on my journey. Like Chris Brown, the mastermind behind it all. He's really holds us all together. He's like pretty much the father to us all in a way as well. So massive shout out to Chris, 5-time Olympian. Guys, if you're in the Melbourne southeastern suburbs area and you want to think about getting into this stuff, this MMA, there's no better place to go to. The quality of coaching and the training partners you get at Adrenaline MMA, you got to get your asses down there, yeah? But also just a big shout out to all my family and friends, teammates, everybody, supporters, fans, anybody out there that's got love for me. I'm sending that straight back to you. So thank you.
Where do we follow you on MMA, mate? Is there Insta? Is there a Facebook page? How can we follow you?
Yeah, mate, I've got Instagram and Facebook, Joey _L Bowie _MMA. So, yeah, get behind the boy.
No worries, mate. I'm Wayne Cole from Combat Insiders. Give us a like. That's Joey Karami, and I thank everybody for tuning in. Thanks for your time, Joey.
Thanks, mate. Have a good one.